to call this meeting to order. Under the planning board. At this time, I'd like to see if the exits are out the door to the right, all the way down the end of the hall, out the door to the left, as you came in, down the stairs and out. Okay, there's an AED here, if needed, across the hall, on the wall. At this time, I'd like to ask anybody that has a cell phone, and if anybody still has it, please, you can turn it off for the duration of the meeting, so that people here can voice their opinion without being interrupted. So, with that being said, Cheryl?
Steve Law.
Here.
Chris Schleider.
Here.
Mark Ballerstein.
Here.
James Nesbitt.
Here.
Steve Hittner.
Here.
Sharon Steigerwald. Here.
Okay, Dave Martin has been excused tonight. But we'd like to take a little moment and have some good thoughts for a man that has an empty chair at your table. And we'll take about 30 seconds. Okay, very good. Does everybody on the board present here tonight have a chance to read the minutes from the October 3rd meeting, and if so, are there any corrections, additions? Any other type of change to that meeting minutes? And if not, can someone make a motion for approval? There's a motion to approve, or a second? Second. Call the votes, please.
Sharon Steigerwald.
Yes.
Steve Law.
Yes.
Chris Schleider. James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Mark Ballerstein.
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Okay, there's one legal notice that will be posted for tonight's meeting. What we have tonight is we have a modification of a commercial site plan for 421 Clarkson Hamlin Town Line Road by GRH. Is that Architects?
Yes, sir.
And your name is Riza Homanish?
It's like our manage. Yes.
Our Manish?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's the way it is.
Okay, I didn't want to murder it. Okay, if you'd like to get up and just a brief explanation, and we'll be trying to have a discussion.
Good evening. My name is Reza Amash. I'm the architect for this project. I was obtained by the business owner to basically measure the existing space, which is the one right next to where they keep their cars there. And then that space has been divided. And what I tried to do initially, tried to have the business owner to obtain the site plan or building plan for the plaza. Unfortunately, the gentleman named, I think is Mark, he was not able to get that to me. So I was not able, so that, I apologize for what I showed on the drawing. The only way I could show the site was to do a 3D take from the Google map to show where the building is and where the parking lot is located, which is at the front of the building. The portion that is going to be used as a convenience store, a mini-mart convenience store, is going to be the one right next to the car. It's just like this way. They have divided this space into two. So it's not this one, it's this portion of it. It's 4,228 square foot gross area. The grocery store, basically, they want to be open from 6 to 11 or 12, depending on this weekend. They like to stay open till midnight. But basically, they're going to provide basic grocery, beverages, tobacco product, and That's pretty much maybe some ice cream, stuff like that. Not fresh ice cream, but basically they can scoop it or coffee, that kind of things. Based on my understanding is that every 75 square foot of the gross area has to have one car, according to the zoning code. Based on that, if we divide the 42228 to 75, I would do 56.37 parking. Let's say 57 parking for that space. Now, I have counted when I was measuring the site, I also counted all the parking spaces. Based on my count, I came up with 190 parking total, and then out of that, 16 of them are for disabled use, for wheelchair use. So that's, it's going to be very basic, store, shelving, front, cashier, and then they have a large walk-in cooler, like an L-shaped walk-in cooler at the back. And then also there's some two toilets, actually there are 3 toilets, toilet room, and a space in the back for storage. One of the toilet rooms is going to be used as an office. He already had set up the, and he thought that maybe we can do that and just use as toilet. Even though there actually is another toilet in the back, but the one that is shown if you go from the front door all the way back, that's accessible. The grab bars are there. The distance from the toilet from the wall is 18 inch. The sink, the lavatories are 15 inch, a little bit more than 15 inch from the wall. So they all meet the accessibility code. And the building itself is accessible. You just, there's 2 doors at the front. One is for exit, one is for ingress.
Okay, couple things here. We were just taking a look at the overall parking. Group or engineering, the firm here for the town, had some comments, we should get more thorough on the drawings, you heard the comments?
I added that, and then I'm going to try to see if I can get actual site plan. It's not just the building, I'd like to get a site plan. It's just this portion is some sort of a site plan that shows all the parking in the front. I didn't count the parking in the back. Well, so the north arrow is this way. Yeah.
The parking calculations, the one drawing, it's the 3rd small bump out from where the cars are stored. So actually, which one are you going to occupy? Do you really want that?
I believe it's not this one, is this one. Right here. Not the first one, but there's cars in that area. There's antique cars, I believe. And this is the area that you're going to use.
It was originally a drugstore.
Yes, I know.
Parking should be shown on the site plan, number of spaces, either in regular, design detail on the side that shows exactly what you're talking about on the application. And it meets our requirements. That's something to go over with JP. All right. We want to make sure that we keep track of the number of parking spaces, so some of the bigger spaces come back in with more intense use, there's going to be enough for them. Okay. Cheryl, looking at our attorneys, comments? Do you want to narrow down a little bit, or do you,
Well, to sum it up, basically, we really need to see the old site plan because they're not just designing one space, they're amending the entire site in essence. So I'm sure that the applicant can retrieve a copy of the site plan on file through a FOIL request or however.
We do not have anything on
I
file.
thought we had, I thought we saw a site plan for this previously. That's it.
The only thing that
In the
the site
original
plan shows is right here, without much
I have
detail.
it from years ago, from like,
Well, then,
Mr. Craig took all the site plans that we had.
that's unfortunate. Perhaps it would, well, certainly it would be ideal to have the applicant to submit a site plan, parking plan.
yeah, parking plan?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And, I mean, I don't know that unless, and any other elements you want to see. If we're just doing parking is the issue, then focus on parking. But typically, when you put in a new tenant in a space, we look at other outside impacts as well. Dumpster enclosures, I don't know if they're changing trash pickup. In fact, I have no idea what the trash was there beforehand. Are they using totes, dumpsters, something more than that? It wouldn't be a bad idea for members of the board, perhaps code enforcement, to take a look at the site and see if things are missing or damaged that need to be freshened up. And certainly now that the landlord has a brand new tenant, they have money on the table to help pay for these things. So,
I know they've upgraded the parking lot and drainage over the last few years, but we want to make sure it's, when this was built, it wasn't all ADA compliant, all right, so we'll be checking for that. Your trash dumpsters and recyclables or whatever would be in the back, because I remember when this originally came in, on top of that, that was where those type of things were taken care of. And there was sound softening berm that was put in there with trees on the back because it backed up to residential houses. Okay, so we made sure that that is still being maintained in the proper fashion. Are you planning on making any meals there or having
No, that's basically, if there is any food, is pre-prepped, wrapped, and then put it in the refrigerator.
So you won't be doing any cooking or any need for a grease separator, right?
No, sir.
That's basically it. I mean, there isn't a lot that needs to be here, but this is kind of, we call it a sketch plan with you, so you know exactly what you're looking at. And Cheryl? Go ahead.
I have a concern, and I apologize for my voice, losing my voice. I do have a concern. I was under the impression that it was gonna be two over from the large space. Now that it's right next to the large space, those cars are moved in and out while they're running.
Yeah.
So I have a concern of the movement of cars in and out of that end building when you have a food stuff store next to it.
When we looked at the car, the application for the car, we talked about vapors. And they were supposed to have an exhaust system of some type, whether it be a fan, or there would be a flow-through ventilation, or the partition wall was to be a fire break, I thought. I don't know. There's no fire barrier. I would think so. If there's a fire barrier, then there has to be a firewall in between there.
There's a door, a garage door.
The tenant separation, I believe is 1 hour, that would meet the New York State code. The door, I'll be honest, I tried to open it so I could look at the end of it. at the hillside to see if I can see a way out. The door was locked. I was told that the phone is not here and you cannot open it. I said, well, I need to know that. If that's not a 1 hour fire-rated door, then we have to remove it, infill it to match the tenant separation, which is at least minimum 1 hour. And
The other clue would be if there's penetration of any pipes going through the top, or there's a wall that shows proper penetration for fire. You can look at that, because I'm sure there's some heat, electric conduit, or water, or sprinklers in there.
I noticed this.
But you look up, take a suspended ceiling, you can look up, you'll be able to tell from the penetration, because if you're gonna have a 1 hour fire safety, you have to have a certain gasket and collar that you go through, and actually keeps the penetration up, and then it's filled in the center, so.
I will pull the most recent fire marshal's report and get it to everyone.
Yeah, but I think there might be something in the file for that approval that we asked for, whether it actually happened or it was done, we need to look at it, so it's a good question.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we require a Florida deck firewall,
Right, yeah.
because not only would it go into that space, once it goes above, it's going all the way across.
But there was a ventilating system in the old grocery store at one time, and they could use that to put on when they're moving cars in and out, as long as the fire code was brought up. I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
One concern about the lady's concern, if where the cars are kept, if it's negative pressure compared to this side, that would help alleviate some, if there is any chance of any CO or carbon monoxide or dioxide to come across. But what I will do,
There might need to be a meeting between the fire marshal's office and yourself on site before we finalize anything,
yes, sir.
okay?
And typically with the cars, you're only coming in and out probably 2 weeks in the spring, 2 weeks in the fall, roughly.
Yeah. Sure.
I just had a question about the bathrooms. I noticed these are handicap accessible, but the ones in the back aren't. That's okay?
If they're for employees only, and then if there's no employees that are handicapped, that's the thing.
So I don't require to have one for each.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was told that they're going to have 4 to 6 employees, because they're going to run 2 shifts, so they're going to change 8 hours, like 3 and 3, and sometimes 2 and 2, depending. It's going to be a family business, mostly the father, the son, they will run the business, based on my understanding.
All right, on this drawing, I don't know if you noticed which building or which space is Xed off. That needs to be verified and fixed for sure. But when you first looked at the drawing, you said the left half of the big space, then you moved over to the one
No,
next.
I was making a mistake, this was the one, this is
Okay.
the one.
And how many parking spaces do you say were there?
Altogether, based on my count, 190 parking spaces.
All right, well, that needs to be
In the
verified.
whole time,
I count what's on this drawing as 168,
yes.
so that needs to be verified.
16 of them are for disabled use.
Right, I know, but this drawing, this overhead, the way it's laid out and striped is 168.
Right. What I will do, I will contact the owner. Basically, he's going to get me a survey plan so I can see where the parkings are, how far the setbacks are, if they're a refuse area. I mean, they're a refuse area in the back, but just my measurement would not be proper. It has to be a survey map that they give me so I can basically show exactly, cross-hatch the area. I cross-hatched it on the small, but it's hardly visible, which really is looking at this convenience store is going to be located.
I'm just glad to see another empty space being utilized.
Got a question about, you've got parking spots on the north side of the building. Is that gonna be open to the public? Is there gonna be a?
You mean the one back on this, on the behind?
Behind the building.
Yeah, behind the building, the north side of the building?
I won't give anyone's gonna go park back there, but I'm not sure, I'll be honest. Once they, my problem was that I was having a really hard time to discuss the issues with the property owner. Okay, give me a site plan, give me a survey plan, so I can show these. When I couldn't, so I just opted to just go to Google, which is not the proper. I do a lot of these projects. I always have the site plan, even grading, drainage, I show it the whole 9 yards. But unfortunately, I was not able to.
What my concern is, and we live in an almost perfect town, but there could be some vandalism one way or another, or a robbery or something like that. And if you had, here you got a nice escape route, because you can drive all the way around that, and the rest of that building is all cement blocks, there's no windows or anything. And then you say that you've got 4 to 6 people as far as employees. It sounds like you only have one person working there at a time.
Right. Basically, they're doing that too, yes.
You should have a door with windows so you can see somebody coming or a car pulling up. Yes. The kid that just got his brother's older permit or something so he can legally buy a 12-pack. And I think you gotta take some concern on the employees themselves.
Right.
If they're gonna use it as a quickie, just pull it in, can of pop and I'm leaving. Okay, that could be a place where we just don't wanna go to.
Yes, I understand. The door in the back is a solid steel door.
Yeah.
Now what they can do, they can cut a vision panel. So if somebody's on the other side, at least you can
Put a window in, you have to, and then with that, too, if they're gonna use that, we gotta look at the light for the overhead.
so it doesn't
Because at night time, so it doesn't want, because there's houses
on the back side, correct.
so we gotta go over the line.
Right.
And that was something we broached a little bit on the other building, that they were shielded down. So, but we'll have to look at that to make sure that's still the case. So,
I think it would be better to put a security camera back there than put a door with a window in the back of the place you're worried about.
You gotta have something, but you gotta have something there. Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
the
The camera is on the back of that building already. There were at one point, I do know that. I used to do some work there, so.
the business owner is planning to put an intrusion system, so who comes, who goes, they do. I know he has 200-300 stores in Rochester, more than that, four of them that I know of directly, and they all have intrusion system that in case if somebody comes in, or even when you go in, you buy it, you still can see yourself on the.
Yeah, well, so we have to bring this up, we have to approve this or disapprove this.
Yes, sir.
We have to do that before you start the work.
Yes, of course.
You can't wait till you're done and then go out there and say what's going on.
there's some other addresses that this person owns that's being used. Use. Maybe you could provide those addresses to us and to give us a better feel.
Mark. So I have just a process question. I'm wondering why this application has the architect's name versus a tenant or the owner's name specifically, because the architect's going to be here for a while, but not very long. Why would we consider one with just the architect's application? We should have the tenant's name down, or at least the business name.
And I did ask that question, he wanted his name, he put his name on the application.
I hear you,
Yeah.
but you don't have an ownership interest, do you, in this?
No, sir.
Then I appreciate that, but I don't have legal advice what they would say about this, but.
You do not have to be the property owner to make application, but you need the authorization of the property owner to make application. that's essentially the agent of the
Of
property.
the property owner, so he would be working on behalf of the property owner.
Which would be, yes, the
Which would be acceptable.
plaza. And now he may be getting paid by the tenant, but ultimately the application's made on behalf of the owner of the plaza. But you're certainly within your rights to ask who the tenant's going to be, and
Yeah.
what's going on.
Either way, I mean, something that shows that the owner's okay with this approach. I'm good with that as well.
A letter of intent, this gentleman can submit the letter of intent, doesn't matter who submits it. But the, let me see.
Mark, something on it.
Bear with me just a moment. Well, we have two signatures, one's from an owner and one's from an applicant. It doesn't really distinguish who they are.
Well, the academic signature is his, that's why I was wondering, sorry, why that was the case here.
But certainly a scrawl doesn't tell us who they are.
No, right, yeah, agreed. Maybe that needs to be resolved somehow.
So you fellows prefer that he be the applicant or sign both owner and applicant, or the owner is referring to the property owner versus the applicant is the business owner?
You can be the applicant, that's fine, but the property owner of the plaza has to sign off on this as the owner of the land.
Not the business owner?
No, but we want disclosure of who the business is, and I believe the chairman has asked for perhaps addresses of other existing locations.
Yes.
And a descriptor of what kind of business he's gonna operate.
Yes,
You know, maybe in his own words.
Yes.
Okay, and my other comment was, it would be good to know what signage is planned for this business. Some representation in that.
Well, generally, I don't get into the sign usually whoever, the sign companies, they're well versed as far as the zoning, what's the size that has to be, width has to be internally lit or indirectly lit or no light at all. I usually leave that to the owner. Once we go through the process and get everybody's blessing, then he has to, before he puts any sign, he has to get sign permit. I believe that's what.
Well, he's gotta get a permit, but we wanna have that covered in the site plan.
I would like to have it covered in the site plan.
I would think so too.
Okay.
They could be done by showing a front elevation.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Okay, where the sign, I mean, you can just run out a square that meets our zoning requirements, and then that's gonna say groceries, bills, I don't care what it says.
The other question I had is deliveries. How are deliveries?
The neighbors will be through the back, they have it back there, so that they.
Yeah, so it'd be good to note that on the drawing somewhere. And I agree, the dumpster should be specific as to where that's going to be, if they're using dumpsters, but.
Yeah, they've always had dumpsters out back there.
Yeah. And then my other comment is, so we're looking at this under the parking regs as a convenience store, which is paragraph 3, but overall, the shopping center is a shopping center, we should look under paragraph 12 for that to determine total parking spaces needed. So the calculation should be kind of both, I would think. You find anything? That's what I was saying about under shopping centers, it's a different requirement for gross area parking spaces required.
Taking into account different hours and operations, cohabiting parking, the two things that MRB group would be looking at on our behalf.
Yes.
With the parking, so, I mean, you look at a restaurant that's virtually a fast food place and a medical thing, and so.
Would you like me to find out, I mean, I can indicate those parking requirements for all the other uses. So when the MRB engineer looks at it.
Yeah, if we have a schedule on the side when we're looking at it.
Right.
Okay, that would be the appropriate way to do it.
Okay. Now, I know you mentioned that on his letter, in order to assess the requirements for parking and how many you need and if you have sufficient parking. Of course, 75 square foot for parking is pretty tough to meet for the convenience store.
Then that may require a trip to the zoning board of appeals then.
Yes, sir.
You have also the issue that this is a shopping center, so you take into account the variable use and demand on the parking spaces, and when you look at that regulation as a shopping center, you have no problem meeting that requirement for parking.
No,
You need to look at the whole picture.
yes, the shopping center is much more.
If this is all this convenience store, we don't have no parking. It's not.
Yes, no, I understand.
Okay. That's all I have, thank you.
Steve, I'll be more comfortable knowing who the owner is and have the opportunity to see other facilities.
Yes, I know, I just not too long ago, I finished one in Greece on Lava Road, right across Whiteman's, not across Whiteman's, you go a little bit westward toward the right business there. There was one on East Main, there's, I can't remember the name of the street, but there's two other places that work with him in the city. Well, not necessarily the city of Rochester, like Greece and the city of Rochester. But I made a note that I can get a list and then even take pictures, include it in the package.
Well, he's done one in Greece and probably the city's registered, the people in there know there's some requirements, maybe it would be met in the municipal entities themselves.
Greece is pretty tough.
Answer a lot of questions.
And if somebody's gonna invest their time and money in our town, we want to know who the neighbor looks like.
Yes, no, I understand.
I'm serious, because then we have to adapt him, so he's got to react straightly.
Right.
So,
No, they're really straight plans. I know he's been doing this, the father has been doing this for about 20-some years. That's great. New at it, but he's getting tired of the city, so he wants to get out of the city and he's moving out to the suburb. And even now he's moving way out, which is fine. He says it's less headache.
did you know his father? Did you know his father?
With the owner's father? No, I know the father, but the son's also well, but the father, yes.
I was going to ask if he thought maybe he was getting too big for his britches, but no. Did we miss anything? Anybody else? We just want you to be able to come in here in representation with his completed application.
Right.
So that, down the road, okay, the one's going to turn around and say we didn't take the hard look at it.
Exactly.
And this is especially occupying the space that needed to be reoccupied.
Yes.
So,
No problem. Now, I took notes of all the issues that was raised, so I'm going to address those, but like I said, the first thing I got to do, I got to talk to the property owner to get the survey, then I can do the site plan myself. Originally, I was an engineer, I didn't like it, I changed to architecture. I know how to do, I do site plans for Greece, for Brighton, for city, so that's not an issue. But the thing is, I got to be able to get it survey map to show where all the items are, and I gotta verify and make sure they show it, and sometimes they don't show it, like let's say light on the right of the way, or some manhole, I usually go and measure those and show it. It's good time.
it's only going to remember. Now, most of the stuff's going to take a little time to put together.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we need to be a public hearing on this. Okay. So we need to have a meeting in between now and public hearing to make sure all the I's are done, the T's are crossed, and the new homework is done. Okay. So the timeline is up to you. I mean, we'd set a date for a public hearing after we had some more completeness of the application.
Yes, sir, no, I understand on the,
So we need a meeting in between there, sometimes, so if you need to be put on the agenda for next month,
right.
you might as well draft that, time for the application would be,
November 22nd.
you'd have to have all that stuff in by November 22nd.
At 12 noon.
At 12 noon, or then you go on to the next month, which would be the 2023, in January, right?
December 23rd, then?
Correct.
Yeah.
But that all depends on how fast I can get it, so,
Yeah.
And then if you can't, then it just goes out another month.
right,
And then the following month, we'd set a public hearing,
yes, no problem.
okay?
I understand how.
Just trying to get the time frame in, so it's not a,
Yeah, most likely, it depends how fast I can get the survey map in order to lay the site plan, and then if there's something that I need to add to it, then I will, and go from there.
it looks like we're on the road for recommendation or consideration, and we'll work with us.
Yes, sir, well, that's why I'm here to get all your requirements, so I can address those items, or those issues, and come back to the board to present.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Did everybody get a copy of the piece? And JP's. Do you have any old business, Janine? Herb?
No, not too much. We've been working on budget. The budget public hearing will be November 14th at 6 o'clock. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
Okay, I understand from JP, there was some local acknowledgement on the part of the Department of State, okay, that sometime in the not too distant future, but actually going to look at it.
Oh, wow. Oops, I should have said that out loud. That's great.
Don't say it. We'll close on after tomorrow, things might change. We'll never know. We've got a public, do you have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow for the sewer?
It could be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're on the lakefront. No, I'm gonna be with it, I'm gonna be done a little booze. Anything else, anybody else wants to discuss? Next meeting's Christmas.
Wow.
Okay, now, Sharon made some alcoholic cookie brownies or candy.
That was a meeting first.
Okay. Well, we're going to the meeting, that's good. So I need a motion for,
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
all in favor? Aye. All right, you know which is in what?
They're all the same.
Oh, we're all the same?